Well, thank you for joining us. I'm just holding the notice of poll and from the New Patriotic Party. And we all know that they convened the primaries, at least in what they call the orphan constituencies, and at least just 100 and a little over constituencies across the country. And ultimately, we know the result, but there have been reactions, and subsequently we're here to also look at some of the teething issues by how successful the polls or the primaries were. Now, somebody who has been with us through it all, giving us greater education and insight into how the NPP was able to put all this together, is the Director of Elections, and Evans Demakon is here once again. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
It was a good exercise.
Yes. As part of our process, we have said that we're hoping to conduct a very successful extraordinary constituency delegate conference, and by the grace of God, we've been able to do that. We were looking at 106 constituencies. However, we have had to do 98, leaving 8 to be done in the future time to come. Let me use this opportunity to wish the family of Ni Utuankra of Ablekuma South, a delegate who was able to successfully cast his votes for his preferred candidate, and to ensure that the New Patriotic Party will continue to engage the electorate in the constituency, gave up his life.
Well, that gained a lot of media prominence. What really caused his death, if you know at the headquarters?
I was out of town, but later I was informed, and the General Secretary, in his statement to the party, has sent his condolence, that of the party, to the family of Ni Utuankra. We are here to pay special visit to the family to find out the cause of his death. So for now, I'll say that the family, we pray in these hard times that they will be able to overcome the difficulties.
For many of the areas, the polls went very well, but of course they had some teething problems. You could mention Amasaman, you could mention some of the other areas, but you were here. You told us about Aswanse, that there would not be a convened poll primary, but subsequently our correspondent gave us the hint that the poll went on. Of course, the individual there were told by popular acclamation.
Yes, the last time I came here, I told you that we were going to do 100 of the 106 constituencies.
You did.
But just before Saturday, late Friday, the Greater Accra chairman was served with injunction suit from Amasaman constituency. So the party advised itself not to conduct the conference. I mean, this came to us as a big surprise. We were at the office throughout the day. We never had anything from them. And this is where planning are far advanced. We've organized with the police, with the EC, bought all the materials necessary for conference to go, and then we are hit at the last minute with development like this. It's really hurting. But it's all part of the arrangement. So the case of Amasaman, the conference did not come on.
You didn't see it coming?
We didn't see it coming, because the gentleman involved had appeared before the vetting committee, appeared before the National Parliamentary Appeals Committee, chaired by Peter McMenu, the former national chairman of the party. I told you we had Dr. Adokofo as a member of that committee, Reverend Honorable S.K. Boafo as member, Madam Cecilia Abnadapa, lawyer Gary Nimakumafo, lawyer Joyce Opoku Boateng, lawyer Emmanuel Dakwa, senior.
So if he appeared before all these people, why then did he have the grievance?
I'm surprised. And then also the report of the vetting committee and that of the National Parliamentary Appeals Committee went to the National Executive Committee, which is the third highest decision-making body within the party.
What did they find against him?
These are internal issues that is consumed within the rank and file.
But the injunction placed on that primary was external. Everybody got to know ultimately.
Yes, but because he has gone to court and he has filed at court, and therefore, New Patriotic Party, we believe in the rule of law, we respect the court, and so we gave specific directive to the regional party and the constituency party not to go ahead to conduct the conference. And so the case of...
You respected that?
Yes, we did.
But what happened in
the case of Asawase, the party was never served with any injunction suit. It never came to us at the headquarters. It never went to the regional secretariat, and I don't know who was served. However, the party respects the decision of the court, and therefore, national officers were assigned to each of the regions to supervise the conduct of these conferences. The party will not recognize the supposed acclamation if it turned out that the party was served. That notwithstanding, we are hoping that the officer assigned to the region, our first vice chairperson, will return to the headquarters with the report. Regional party will be invited, and we'll go through these interactions.
You remember on Saturday, you had an interaction with Evans?
Yes.
And you had said that elections will not be convened there. You remember that?
I had told Evans that the party had not been served with any court injunction. However, we've heard in the media circles that this is what has happened. Therefore, the party is not going to go ahead. But mind you, the party is run at the national level, regional level, and constituency level.
So at the national level, you took
the decision
were aware
to that go away. It was not supposed to. However, the regional party organized an arrangement. It is for regional party now to come to national and give us details of what happened. So at this stage, I want us to pause, wait for the field report, and then we can go into the merit of it. However, the New Patriotic Party is a law-abiding party and respects the decision of the court.
How is it that 48 hours after this poll, you've not had the communication channels right through Synchronize to get to know whether the regional executives were served or any official of the regional executive was served, while at the national level prior to the poll, you had had an inclination that you'd been getting to signs indicating that there was in the air a likely serving of an injunction to that Asawase election?
The decision of the leadership will be communicated to the public, to the rank and file of the party.
But the public is interested.
Yes, I'm not saying no. I'm saying that when the leadership of the party sits and assesses reports from all the regions, it will be made known to the public.
That's contempt. The party.
That's why I have said earlier that the party at the National Secretariat do not recognize any such acclamation. We are not in rush to undertake any process. In any case, Asawase is not a contestation among different candidates. It was a sole candidate, and it is acclamation. The case of Amasama, it was a contest among 4 aspirants. In any case, the gentleman who even went to court is not an aspirant. So these are different scenarios. I'm saying that the New Patriotic Party respect the court, will obey the decision of the court. We're taken aback, and therefore, as we sit, the party do not recognize the supposed acclamation in Asawase.
So what are you going to do? Means that you're not recognizing that acclamation, so it doesn't hold.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that would be a good headline for myjournline.com. Don't you think?
You're
so?
welcome.
Okay, but at the end of the day, how do we synchronize the two? Law-abiding, rule of law party, and at the end of the period, you have an individual who is integral to the administration of the municipality, who is contesting at the center of it and agreeing to go ahead, even though at the national level, his executives had had the inclination that there could be an injunction or there was an injunction.
My brother, we've had a very successful conference across the country in 98 constituencies. And I don't see why the case of Asawase should take the chunk of our discussion. The party, as I've said, will respect the decision of the court. We've had all these done. We've selected our candidates who the party will sponsor into the 2020 parliamentary primary contest. We know that these are people who have gotten the buy-in of the constituency rank and file. The base of the party is well energized, ready to prosecute the 2020 agenda. We know that the officers of the party at the constituency level, polling station, electoral area, our council of elders are all ready to come on board for New Patriotic Party to once again maintain the majority in parliament, work hard and be retained in government, and ensure that Ghana develops.
What was the warning you gave to your candidates who were interested in vote buying? There are pictures that have been confirmed by some of our correspondents of Wellington booths with well-branded stickers of the candidates. We have gas stoves, etc. What was the caution?
We going into the conference, the benchmark were the 1992 Constitution, our party's constitution, our rules and regulations that was couched out and adopted by the National Executive Committee, and caution all stakeholders in the process. And so we were aware of the law. And as I said, aspirants comported themselves in a manner that the party is happy about. So far, you telling me that evidence
you
of
have not seen the buying.
I went to the northern region.
cylinders.
I went to the northern region. I was in Sanarigu, Tamale South, Tamale Central, Tamale North, Kumbungu. I never saw anything like that. However, I saw pictures of one candidate in Ejumako Enye Esen, car branded, but I'm happy the gentleman didn't win. This is not something the party endorsed. And I'm happy the delegates in Ejumako Enye Esen did the right thing. And I have so much confidence in them that they did not look at inducement like this.
There's an inducement?
To take a decision. Yes, I mean, why do you wait? If you want to resolve the party at the base, you go to the party headquarters at the constituency, you go to the party secretariat at the regional office, or you come to headquarters. I have these support. In any case, the party is run on the support of patrons. So if you have all these resources, what stopped you?
Well, he laid it out. He said, one, he was trying to energize the party at the grassroots level in the constituency to be able to perform creditably in raising resources, revenue, trade and commerce, etc.
Yes, I think with that commitment, I won't take it from him. We expect that our patrons will support the party in good time. But if it has to be a form of inducement, which I'll still use. So delegates.
This is an inducement?
That's how I see it.
How's this different from what the national chairman did? Trying to contract or contracting the number of buses that he did?
I think that is a different issue altogether. The national chairman at the National Steering Committee had informed officers that the party leadership has made arrangements to support the party at all constituency levels with transportation facility. That was all about it. Ahead of time, it was a decision that was laid at that level. I only saw this when I was in faraway Kumbungu.
Are you saying that if he had informed the party executives of the region, or even the constituency ahead of time,
that's why I said that this for me is a different scenario. You approach the constituency executive, who are the managers of the party in the constituency. You don't brand it and give it to delegates. I'm happy it didn't work. The New Patriotic Party do not support such development.
Okay, so moving on, how are you going to resolve the differences now? Amasaman, and then subsequently what we've had at Aswansi, and then also look forward to the constituencies where you have your sitting MPs?
Yes, in the case of Amasaman, I later saw the injunction, and my name is on it. I know the party will meet the gentleman at court, so we will go to court. The case of Asawasi, we've not been served, so I can't speak to it. Now, we are lucky the constituency have given us our candidates. We are going to prepare them for the task ahead. The party in future will come out with timelines for constituencies where we have certain members of parliament. The 8 constituencies we did not run. I know that the leadership will also come out as soon as possible to give them the dates, and arrangements will be put in place for them also to organize their constituency delegate conference. And then they will select for us a parliamentary candidate. I'm so happy about the rank and file, the conduct across. I'm now seeing that when we are looking into the composed parliament in 2021, you're going to have the likes of Samuel Abu Janapo, Rashid Bawa, Professor Yanka, and the Unislasi of Sege, Ada constituency, another woman from Nkwanta South, Hajia Humu of West Central, and many of them, Amin Anta of Karaga, Anyas of Tamale Central. I was here with Honorable Fussein. I told him that if not because he had decided not to contest again, we're still going to retire him. And when we are done with 2020 elections, you will see the caliber of the new patriotic parties, MPs that will present to Ghana.
Well, thank you very much, Evans Nimakon. And Evans Nimakon is the Director of Elections for the New Patriotic Party. But we will tend to look at many of the related areas. And it's good that you've also talked about the orphan constituencies and how you're moving towards that as well, ultimately. Those that are not orphan, I asked about that as well. And the elections are supposed to take place in the early part of January, you say?
There has been a proposed date, but there will be a confirmation of the dates by the National Council, and then it will be laid public for stakeholders to know.
Well, thank you very much. And that has been the Director of Elections, the NPP, Evans Nimakun, joining us, giving us great insight into the elections and also all the difficulties that they encountered, how they are addressing it as a party. Well, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more for you. Stay with us.
A little over 3,000 delegates decided the fate of 24 aspirants and 6 orphan constituencies in the Upper West region. The biggest shock of all took place at the work campus of the University for Development Studies. Founder and Chief Executive Officer of Hajia Umu Foundation, Audu, pummeled 2-time parliamentary candidate of the party and now Municipal Chief Executive Isakutai Mumin in a primary that also had 3 other contestants. The Lemaire Vobile starlet polled 302 votes, while the one mayor polled 260 votes. Nuruddin Ahmed Furuko was one aspirant many expected to pull a surprise in the race, considering the high-profile persons that were part of his campaign. His best was 208 votes. Basiruddin Janet Bibi did not have the same luck that propelled her in the 2015 primary to lose by a whisker. She had 12 votes, whilst Abu Bakr Salfu Orson, who campaigned for the restoration of the heritage of the party, got 7 votes. Hajia Audu was grateful to the delegates.
It's time. What Central is saying, we need a survivor. We need somebody who will move us. We need somebody who will bring people, empower them, give them jobs, push them, let them grow. I think this is a win to prove to both NDC and NPP that we are all same. It's a win to make everybody know that people want change. People want a woman they want to try a woman too, because it has never happened before. And I pledge that I'm going to use all my connections that I have in Accra to get it down here to War Central.
In reality, there was a shadow candidate in the contest whose picture was not on the ballot paper. Constituency Chairman Ali Kamara has not hidden his dislike for Tari Saku movement and openly campaigned against him. Chairman Kamara accused the mayor of holding campaign funds to the detriment of the party, an allegation that the mayor strenuously denied. For Chairman Kamara, victory for any of the aspirants apart from Tari Saku movement was a victory for him. He got his wish answered in Haji Umu Audu. In solidarity, hundreds of NPP party supporters converged at the forecourt of his house at Zongo to celebrate the victory and also to renew their loyalty to him and the party. Former Jiruba NDC Member of Parliament, Paul Derugoba, has his parliamentary ambition now flamed up, but this time will run on the ticket of the NPP. He won a landslide victory against Jiruba Municipal Chief Executive Christine Bombaja Amadou. Now listen to this.
Nobody will believe it. Their battle is going to be like the Goliath and David tactics, and that one will happen comes 2020. I don't even fear any candidate, any caliber of candidate they are bringing to Wawest District. Honorable Edwesable Labiri, who is the DC for Wawest now, is going to carry the day.
Unfortunately, he lost to his tribesman and former 2008 parliamentary candidate Daniel Kunsonodare. Another district chief executive that lost in the primary was Nadolo Keleus Catherine Lankono. She was beaten by the 2016 candidate of the party, Elvis Bonem Mulembota. The only district chief executive that won in the 6 primaries was Nadi Morosanda of Dafiema Bure Isa. He beat 4 other persons, including the former Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Elias Kabina Ansori, former Upper West NPP Regional Secretary, Bridal Vielodon Baligi, will make another attempt on the Lambuse seat after he failed in the 2016 general election. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
And there will be more discussions on the fallout following this primary organized by the NPP on subsequent programming on the channel. But we have to move on. Let me tell you about this. Asking you some key questions about how do you develop leaders to handle today's changing business environment and position them for tomorrow's uncertainties? By what practical ways can leaders seek out and also develop other leaders to succeed them? As a leader, how do you also handle challenges and transform them into opportunities to positively impact your organization? These and many more leadership questions will be addressed at the Live to Lead 2019 event by world-class experts and renowned achievers like John C. Maxwell, #1 leadership teacher, coach and best-selling author; Angela Anret, former senior vice president of Apple Retail; Marcus Buckingham, global researcher and thought leader; Rachel Hollis, best-selling author; Chris Hogan, international best-selling author and motivational speaker; and Nana Ansakwao IV, own traditional ruler and a media personality and a thought leader. Live to Lead is a leader development experience designed to equip you with new perspectives, practical tools, and key takeaways that will ultimately refine your leadership skills and also bring success to your organization or business. Make sure that you join the VIP Business Networking session on Thursday, the 10th of October at 7 p.m. at Alisa Hotel right here in Accra, and the international simulcast on Friday, the 11th of October 2019 at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Rich, 11 a.m. And to participate, you have to grab your tickets, and they go for VIP, 500 Ghana cedis, regular 200 Ghana cedis, and if you're a student, easy peasy, just 100 Ghana cedis. Register now at ctl-africa.com, and for more information, make sure that you call them directly, CTL Africa, on 055-051-5391. Well, make sure that you enjoy the best of all the experiences. And Live to Lead is proudly brought to you by the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa and also supported by Goodfields Ghana. Become the leader you want to be. We'll bring you a wrap-up of the best in showbiz on AM Showbiz. Stay with us.